Since 1857. I did not know that. All right, we're going to the Frank house. You are stepping into 1908. We're going back in time now. I do believe in time travel, by the way. If you've ever read Kurt Vonnegut's books, you might understand that. And if you haven't, I'd say try it. You will probably like it. Okay, talk about going back in time. Oh my God. Put wheels on that, and I know a guy who would try racing it down the street. And that, oh my God. Yeah, man, Saturday night. I wouldn't be looking forward to it that much, but I guess after a whole week of out on the farm, it was pretty good. And then one day they brought this thing in. These are cool. I actually grew up in a house with one of these type tubs on, you know, it's porcelain, and you got the old tiger paws down there, tiger paws, Uniroyal tiger paws, and then getting that thing, when you're 4, 5, 6 years old, you're small, and you could lay up your back here, and then just have it soapy in there, and slide through down the end, and push your ass back, and your head comes up again, and you do that, and you'd get waves, and water would go all over the place, and your mother would come in and she'd want to kill you. That is the facts. This house is big. We're going to look at a lot. I'm not going to stop and stare at everything because there's just too many rooms and too much stuff to look at. But we got a seriously crazy looking old slicker up here. I think type Jesse James probably wore something like this. And wow, look at this stuff. They had big families back then. For real, you all know that. Martin, Ben, Simon, Elvina. That is a cool name. Hey, Elvina. Herman, August, Philip, Fred. Second marriage, and that was because the first wives would usually die. They gave birth to so many kids. She's definitely of childbearing age, and that guy, man, he's an old gipper. Theresa, Johnny, and Will. There's a couple more kids down here. 1911 to 1987, 1913 to 2001. Pretty wild, huh? Marvin Frank. Another old tractor. There's so many pictures around here I just can't possibly cover. Well, back in the good old days, I guess people still kept birds for pets in the house. This is a mighty big bird cage. It's right there, I'd say you're at about 5'4". And I guess, you know, here's a table you'd sit at night. But man, living back then had to have been rough. Look at all the critters you'd have spending the night with you. You ever seen one of these, you know, big old rabbits they got in Texas? They're for real. I was stationed at Fort Hood. I used to go out there on the trek and run a lot. And those guys would just sit there and stare at you. I don't know why I can't remember what you call them. But they were cool. I loved watching them. Whoa, look out!
No, I haven't seen a fox here, but I have seen raccoons.
These were all animals that you could have ran into if you were living here back then. Some of these are probably, you know, you're not going to run into a lot of stuff here anymore.
Oh, they had a bobcat.
Awesome.
See how the stripes out, if the red and yellow are together, but if it's red and black, they look exactly the same, but the colors are red and black. Friend of Jack.
I don't know.
So in other words,
Looks like something to do with sewing, but I don't know. Again, one of these beds, when I was a little kid, the bed I had these same type things. I used to sit there in bed and look at them, and they looked like skulls to me. It used to kind of freak me out.
yeah, they can be, okay, there's two kinds, there's one that's black race, so it is gray. But if its head is like a diamond, like, it is black, it's a.
I'm guessing this was considered, you know, going to church type garment. You know, got the little parasol. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Look at this. The Wish book. This is probably a replica, but that's what they called the Sears catalog back in the day, the Wish book. You probably all know that. The catalog, yeah. Sears Roberson. I don't know what happened to this. They got dropped somewhere along the line. It just became Sears. Sears and Roebuck. That's what it was. Sears and Roebuck. Yep. Because I remember when I was a kid, they still, it seems to me they still called it Sears and Roebuck and Company. Because we had one, you know, everybody had them where you lived. But they called this the Wish book. People would get this and probably got looked at more than any other book in the house, you know. And everybody just wish, oh, I wish I had that. I wish I had that. He's making one more wish. Ooh. I could make wishes all day in this thing. Whoa. Where's the toy section? Probably don't. Oh my God. Wish for that. Get a camera, take pictures of that jackalope. All right. Everybody, this is awesome. Just make a wish here and you go over here and pray for it to happen. Makes sense, doesn't it? We got here my brown art book. Wow. Like I said, haven't seen a single person here. This is Little Boy Blue. Draw a different little boy. This is Little Red Riding Hood. Wow. Look at that. Half these kids probably didn't have any colored things to draw with, you know. But you could get them if they had a wish book and order it and pray hard enough. Here's another go-kart in the makings. The one we had was better than this. It even had a brake. It had a handle you could pull up and it would drop a brake across the wheels. Look at these sewing bobbers, or sewing thread things for the old sewing machine. Here's another real fancy dress. Wow. And these people, you know, people back in the old days, they really did know how to play fiddles and, you know, strum guitars and play musical instruments, because at night you didn't watch TV or even, you know, listen to the radio till later on in life. And so your spare time was usually learning to do something pretty productive, you could say. It looks like Clyde Barrow, for cripe's sakes. Well, everybody, truly now, thanks for watching. We're running out of time for this building, and we're going to mosey on over to the next one.